Here is where tradition never dies. This is your radio, Cayman.
In answer to his question about the subjects.
There are more questions than answers.
Talk today.
Oh, quite compliment for that. Thank you.
No time for us to stand up to God or room for nothing.
It's time now for Radio Cayman's Talk Today. If you're ready to talk, we're ready to listen. Cayman Island's foremost listeners participation program.
Listen to the general public, what the public say.
Good afternoon and welcome to Talk Today. My name is Orett Connor and I'm filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. We have some interesting topics to discuss this afternoon, starting with the Rotary Central's music extravaganza, Rotary Central of Grand Cayman's music extravaganza that we will be talking about. We will have some exciting times for you as well, probably give away one or two raffle tickets, so make sure that you stay tuned. You may have to call in for that raffle ticket as well. Our numbers on Talk Today, 1-800-534-825. That's a toll-free number provided courtesy of Flo. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. You can email us at talktoday@candw.ky. You can WhatsApp us on 925-3261, where we encourage you to leave us a text message or send us a voice note, the contents of which will be played during the course of the show. And of course, you can follow us on YouTube simply by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream. So sit tight, don't change that dial. Talk Today. We'll be back shortly.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today, the Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program. We ask our listeners to avoid statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use any indecent language or make any statements which is false or misleading. Email talktoday@candw.ky or call 1-800-534-8255.
Courtesy of Live Communication.
Let your voice be heard.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. Orett Connor filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. We have in the studio with us members of Rotary Central of Grand Cayman. If you don't know anything about Rotary, and certainly if you're interested in joining Rotary, let us tell you some of the things that Rotary is all about. Rotary is a global network of over 1.2 million neighbors, friends, leaders, and problem solvers who come together to make positive, lasting change in communities at home and abroad. For more than 110 years. That's even older than me. Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. About their members are the backbone of the organization. They are leaders, creatives, idea makers. They are kind, thoughtful, passionate, and bold, working tirelessly week after week. They allow Rotary to be able to help and support their community, both locally and globally. They meet every Tuesday at Georgetown Yacht Club at 7:30 p.m. Honorary and visiting Rotarians are also welcome. Now, who am I to talk about Rotary? We will leave that to those who live it, feel it, and know it. And it is my pleasure to have in the studio with me this afternoon the president of Rotary Central Cayman, Mr. William Furness, and also with us is Mr. Mike Pratt, who is the past president of Rotary Central of the Cayman Islands. Gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Thank you very much for having us.
Well, we're going to start off with the past president first. How about that?
Okay.
The owner, right? And tell us a little bit about Rotary, your experience, with it, how gratifying it is. Sometimes we hear people talk about so many organizations, so many people that are successful, but they only want to do things and to earn for themselves. And I constantly point out to them that there are so many people, so many organizations, some who wish to remain anonymous and others who have certainly prominence within the society, who give much to their society. And certainly Rotary is one of those that is quite prominent and does give back to society.
Right. Well, Rotary Central is a community organization. There's many out there. But we're not a bunch of check writers. We don't collect donations and just hand them off to other people. We like to get our hands dirty, get out there in a little sweat equity, as they call it. So if we get a little bit of donations, we try and do free labor or reduce labor, reduce materials, equipment. If we can plead and beg from different business owners, and a lot of our members are business owners, so they help to kick in. And basically the money we get, and we've got this fundraiser coming up soon, the proceeds from that are going right back into community projects. And one of my favorite sayings about this fundraising is help Rotary Central help your community, because it goes back to your community. I've been with Rotary going on 11 years now, and I've been with different service organizations all the way from college and stuff like that, and I always like to give back, and so like Rotary Central kind of filled that need for me. Although I think my wife would prefer if I spent more time at home, but such is life.
We all, I think, the difference between Rotary and other organizations is that we wouldn't be anywhere without our members. We're a membership organization that does service, not a service organization. That's the difference.
And Mr.
Innes.
Innes.
Yes.
Right, did I say Furnace before?
You did.
I did,
That's
yeah. That's the lawyer guy.
Innes is
Mr. Innes.
Innes.
Yes. And you became president when?
July 1st.
Okay, and that runs for
one year term. Yeah, I'm elected president by the club members.
And in addition to the music extravaganza, in terms of your term, do you have any special projects that you personally want to pursue?
Well, yes, there's so much this club does already, and with now, we were 72 members yesterday, we're now 74. We inducted 2 people, Miss Ali Spears and Duncan Kilpatrick. They're the newest Rotarians in our club.
Okay, congratulations.
And with those numbers of members and the fundraising that we do through music extravaganza, and also our bus shelters, because all the bus shelters around the island has been provided by our club, and we raise funds and selling advertising through that to do over 50 projects annually. So our club is a very busy club. There's several committees that meet before the meeting to work on things like science fairs or fundraisers. In terms of the projects that I'd like to see accomplished, I like tradition, I like history, I like the things that our club has been a part of in the past that made a difference, and sometimes it's time to revisit things we've done. Like the Centennial Park in town that needed a bit of a refurbishment, so President Mike did that in his year. We revisited the Mastic Trail lately, because our club was instrumental in restoring the Mastic Trail and building a bridge there, the Mastic Bridge. So we revisited that lately, and we're doing assessments now to see what we can do to help make that a little less wet in certain areas, and to really publicize and get that piece of history and heritage of the Cayman Islands more widely used by people. So that's one project. We do things like Junior Achievement. Are you familiar with Junior Achievement?
Yes.
It's been around for 27 years. Our club has started that program. We're the major shareholder of Junior Achievement. Half the board are Rotarians. And in terms of the reach, the impact that these projects have, there are 12,000 alumni from Junior Achievement in the Cayman Islands. Can you imagine that? 12,000 people.
Yeah, with a population of just 60,000.
Exactly, that came through that program. We were on Woody earlier this morning, and he said he was an alumni of Junior Achievement, and I'm sure you know people that have participated in that program.
Certainly, yes.
And so aside from getting kids interested in business and learning how to start up a company, run that business, wind it down, and then pay their shareholders, that's what they do. They get a full education in how to be an entrepreneur. And obviously Rotary Central is a big supporter, but we have also a big support from other businesses in the Cayman Islands, like PwC, for example. And I can say that because I was their instructor last year. I'm on the board for Junior Achievement, and they give so much time and money to support these kids and teach them about business. And it's a lot of fun to see when kids come in and start, and then how they finish. And we send them off to celebrate these things in Canada and get awards up there. So that's just one project that 12,000 people has touched over the years. We like STEM subjects, for example. STEM is all the buzz now.
Yes. The UCCI, they have their project with that in the summer, especially.
So the late Dr. Bill Harubi, who was the secretary of our club, when he started in 2007, this is the Rotary Science Fair. So the Science Fair has grown, and it's now the 13th year, and we have, again, many great partners that support us through that process of really touching the lives of almost 2,000 kids over the period of that time. I think it's 140 kids that have been. We're at the fair last year, and so many walk through, get inspired by their peers, and actually STEM is a really big thing, I think, in part due to Dr. Bill, as so many schools now have replicated that, doing a fair just before ours, a science fair just before ours in their curriculum, so that their students then are prepared to enter into ours and win some amazing prizes. And DART is a big supporter of that as well. So there are over 50 projects, and we can talk for hours about these things, but it's nothing can be done, one, without the volunteers that we have in our club, but also without you, the Cayman community. You all have supported Music Extravaganza, which is one of our major fundraisers, for over 23 years. This is 23rd year now. And, every dollar that we get goes right back into the community. We don't use it for anything to do with the club. That's completely separate. We have separate budgets for these things.
Excellent.
So the money that we get goes right back into the community. And we are an NPO as well.
Okay. And for someone who's interested in joining a Rotary Club, yours or one of the others, what are the requirements?
The information is on our website, but so I would direct you there. But the quickest thing is, if you know a Rotarian, speak to them. It's as simple as that.
Okay, and you're constantly recruiting, I would imagine, as well.
Well, with great fundraising comes great responsibility to make that dollar last, and it's through the connections in business, which is what past President Mike was alluding to earlier.
Yes.
We can leverage that dollar to go further.
Okay, let's take a commercial break, folks. When we return, the conversation will with Mr. Mike Pratt, the past president of Rotary Central, of the Cayman Islands, and Mr. William Innes, the president of Rotary Central Cayman, will continue. We're talking specifically about their music extravaganza, but we also wanted to give you a background, some of the background information about Rotary as well, because we don't just want to talk about the extravaganza, but we want to talk about all of the good work that the Rotary Club does as well. So please stay tuned. Talk Today. We'll be back shortly.
Hi, I'm Charlotte, manager of Kirk Freeport at the Strand, and I'm here to invite you to join me and my team at our annual Customer Appreciation Day this Saturday, November 24th. Join us for complimentary refreshments and prize draws at Cayman's one-stop luxury shopping location. We have all the Kirk Freeport product lines at top brands like Mikimoto, Chopard, John Hardy, David Yurman, Omega, and many, many more. Start your holiday shopping off in style with Kirk Freeport at the Strand for our annual Customer Appreciation Day on Saturday, November 24th. Happy holidays!
There's an old-time cultural gender-neutral saying that goes like this: once a man, twice a child. Children and the elderly are our more vulnerable citizens. They depend on the strong to get through the day. Child abuse and elderly abuse is never okay. You were once a child, and one day you too will hopefully become an elderly person. Stop the slap. Stop the cycle. Stop the violence.
The Stop the Slap campaign has been proudly sponsored by Cayman National Bank. Stop the slap. Stop the cycle. Stop the violence.
I need a bank that is convenient for me.
What do you mean?
I need a bank that has easy-to-find locations and plenty ATMs when I need cash on the go.
Oh, well, that's easy. You need to bank with Cayman National. They have 7 customer service centers and 23 ATM locations. The newest one is at the East End Post Office, and I hear there's more to come.
Well, sounds like I need to bank with Cayman National Bank, the convenient bank, because they seem to be everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. Cayman National is everywhere. Surely they are Cayman Convenient Bank.
Cayman National Bank, we're here for you.
The Paramount Carpet pre-Christmas ball sale is back. For one whole week starting Monday, November 19th through Saturday, November 24th. Save big with assorted remnant tiles, $250 square foot, $100 a pallet. Assorted remnant granite slabs as low as $300 a slab. Ceramic tiles as low as 75 cents a square foot. Porcelain tiles as low as 99 cents a square foot. Area rugs, 35% off. Carpets, 25% off. Tools, 10% off. And all other in-house styles, 20% off. Cash and carry. It's the big ball sale at the Paramount Carpet, located at 317 North Sam Road, Industrial Park. Open Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, 7:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call 949-5000.
Mortgages coming before Paramount Carpets.
Come celebrate with Puget Cleaners as they celebrate their 60th anniversary in laundry and dry cleaning service to the Cayman Islands by entering to win big in the annual Christmas drawings. Main prize is $600 plus other prizes and surprises. Pre-drawings will take place at each of our locations: Savannah, November 24th, Elgin Avenue, December 1st, and Centennial Towers, December 8th at 12:30 p.m. The grand prize drawing will be on December 22nd, 4 p.m. at Puget's main store located on 337 Eastern Avenue, Georgetown. All customers with pickup tickets $17 and over, whether old or new orders, are qualified to enter. Make sure you drop your pickup tickets in the box provided at any of our 4 convenient locations near you for a chance to win big this Christmas. And don't forget, it's party time. Let us help you look your best. You feel good when you look good. We sincerely thank you for your patronage throughout the year and hope we have the privilege to continue serving you. Puget Cleaners, 949-7104.
Sometimes things just don't go as planned. That's why you need Contractors All Risk Insurance from Fidelity Insurance Brokers. Ensure you're covered in the event of property damage and third-party injury or damage claims during your construction projects. And with Fidelity Insurance Brokers, you can be sure you are getting competitive pricing and superior customer service. Call us today for a free quote. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Listen to the general public.
Your boss are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What public is saying?
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. Orett Connor filling in for Sterling Brainy Banks, who's on a well-deserved vacation during the month of November. It's my pleasure to have in the studio with me Mr. Mike Pratt, who's the past president of Rotary Central of the Cayman Islands, and Mr. William Innes, who's the current president, who's the president of Rotary Central Cayman Islands. We're talking about their music extravaganza. We will be giving away a couple of tickets as well during the course of the show. And I'm going to ask Mr. Innes to tell us the ticket, what it will do for the lucky winner.
Well, the ticket, buying a ticket for this event is admission to Royal Palms. That's where the event is being held. We have some great bands lined up for you. Past President Mike will tell you about that in a minute. But the books of tickets that we sell into the community, a big focus of what we do in Rotary is 6 areas of focus. You have supporting mothers and children. You have things like ending disease and providing clean water and sanitation. But one of them is community economic development. So how does that play into this fundraiser? Even with this fundraiser, we're helping to develop the economy of this community.
Yes.
So we will find persons, Rotarians will find persons to sell tickets for us anywhere in their workplace, across the island, in supermarkets for us, and they will earn 10% of the sales. So a book has $250 worth of tickets. It's 10 tickets at $25, and they only are required to turn in the $2.25. So if they wanted to earn something from it, they can do that as well.
Yes.
And we have many people who would sell it and still either keep the last ticket for themselves because they want to chance it for $3,000. I think that's probably what most people do. Or they will actually turn in all the money because it all goes to a great cause.
Yes.
So in terms of even just us raising funds, it's going into the community right then. And the ticket purchases the access to the venue, and it's a raffle prize. If you have a ticket, you don't need to be present to win. It's a chance at 40,000 CI. And that's the first grand prize. The second prize is $4,000, and there's six $1,000 prizes. So we're giving a good opportunity for people to win. And the opportunities to win are much better than a 1.6 billion thing.
yes.
Because we've only printed
the Mega Lotto or whatever it is. Yes,
Good luck, but we've only printed 8,000 tickets for this event for the Cayman Islands. So, but when you get a ticket, it's a 1 in 8,000 chance.
Okay. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to open up the phone lines, and we're going to welcome. The first caller who calls in will be the winner of the first ticket, one of the tickets that we will be giving away during the course of the show today. The first caller who will call in, but we also want that caller to at least tell us about one of the projects that they may know that Rotary is involved in. We want you to do a little bit of work, for this $40 ticket. There are many projects that Rotary is involved in, and we're asking you call in and tell us about one of the projects that you know about, and you will win the ticket. I think we have one caller already. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
I say that they do for the bus stop.
Bus stop. Okay, and do you take public transport, or you have your own car?
Take transport, take bus sometimes.
Okay. So you actually use that. Okay, very good. We're going to stay on the line. Leave your name with DJ Silver Fox, Paul, and we will know how to get in touch with you, and we hope also that that person. Why am I talking to this person? I'm going to let the Rotary people talk to her.
Thank you for noticing our bus stops and using them. That's what they're for, and I would encourage more people to utilize them, and so we can provide more across the islands. And I know that we've donated 2 of them to Cayman Brac, the Cayman Brac sister club that we have there.
Okay.
So that's something that's going to be happening in the new year. I'm looking forward to that. Okay. But yes, so just make sure you leave your name and telephone number.
Yes,
your
telephone number
is very important because, and also keep your phone charged. Make sure you have credit. Make sure you top up. Because someone may call you late on that day, on the 24th, this Saturday. It's only 3 days away.
Yes.
And in terms of what the ticket gets you, Past President Mike, do you want to talk about what happens with the bands and so on?
Sure. What we have is a wonderful night out on the beach at Royal Palms. The weather's supposed to be great all day. And
hopefully nice in order for that weather. Right?
We've been praying for that too.
Yes.
So hopefully we get some pre-Christmas breezes coming in there, so it's nice and cool. But we've got 3 local live bands. We start off with Altered Minds, which is Noel and Natasha Mowbray, and there's a couple other people. She's got a great voice, and so does her father. And he's been teaching her how to sing and enjoy music since she was like out of the womb, I think. And she do some Cranberries and Alanis Morissette, and she's been learning new things every time I turn around. She's got new songs. And I actually had a chance to play in a band with her and her dad a few years ago and stuff. Okay. And then second band we've got Fire Squad. FY, how do you spell it there?
Fire
Squad.
FYH or something like that.
Yeah, there we go. And Benil Miller is a band leader on that, and we got some of the second generation of a lot of Cayman's older musicians are now coming out with him. And Benil's actually got a degree in jazz from Berkeley in Boston. Oh. So, and they do a mixture of reggae and jazz and other genres of music. So it's kind of a unique treat to see that, especially from a younger group of musicians. And thirdly, we have Dr. Bob's Experiment, which is Bob Mosley and his crew.
That's a unique name.
Yeah. So, but he's had different bands through the years, and now he's concentrating on this group. And it's a chance to get out and do different songs that he likes to play, and other people will come in, and he's got a lady that plays trombone and tuba and everything else in there, and guitar, a bit rock and roll, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You'll see him playing on the island, Margaritaville, or at the Westin and stuff. So, but these 3 groups get up for about an hour 15 minutes each, and get to do the best of their stuff. And it's a wonderful night. You bring the family, come early, have dinner. I was going
to ask you, other than the music, what else will you be offering?
Well, of course, Royal Palms has helped sponsor this event many times. And they also give us a percentage of their take that night.
Wow!
They're very welcoming. They don't charge us a venue fee or anything or a percentage. They actually give us a donation. So the more you drink, the more you eat, the more we get. So, which is great. They're always welcoming to come in. They have the adults pool over there. So if you want to come hang out in the water, you can do that. Come earlier with the kids, have some nice dinner. I think they still have that restaurant upstairs above the bar.
Prima. Yeah, it's beautiful, actually.
Yeah, great views of the sunset and stuff. So the whole event starts, the fun starts at 7 o'clock and goes till just about midnight. We have to stop early enough so they don't kick us all in a pokey. We'll be singing the blues then. But it's a great night of music, great night to hang out with friends, meet new people, just sing along, dance along. It's great.
In the past, what has the response been in terms of ticket sales as well as the numbers that show up at the extravaganza itself?
Well, we usually get hopefully a lot of ticket sales. Not everyone who buys a ticket does show up, but we do get good crowds. So the place is packed, but it's not overly busy where you have to fight the crowd off. It's a good venue. And then it gets a little bit fuller and fuller as we get to the end of the night, and everyone's coming to see, maybe I'll win, and
it's been a while. I mean, I think early on in the music extravaganza, we've had winners who were actually present at the event, but we haven't seen that for some time, I think, just because of the popularity of the event. So we'd like to see more support at the venue on the day, and we'd like to see someone win who's there.
Yes. So, gets more exciting, and you actually get to see the excitement on their faces.
We're going to live stream the draw, so it's going to be a really fun event, and you'll be able to know right away who won. And we'll try to contact them and give them a call. So it should be a fun time, and we're looking forward to giving away $50,000 worth of prizes in total.
Yeah, we have members of the public who are there, give them turns actually drawing it, so we're not drawing it. We're turning the drum. Okay, who's next? Okay, you here. So it's not one of us pulling it. And in fact, Rotarians of Rotary Central and their spouses cannot buy tickets, cannot win the prizes. So just so it doesn't look
like an inside job.
Like an inside job. It could happen, but basically we said no, it's not going to happen. We're saying no. So
it's a problem when we're trying to get new members sometimes.
Well, I'll join.
I can't win.
I'll join December 1st
after the event, right? Yes. Okay, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, the conversation will continue, talking about the music extravaganza with past president and current president of Rotary Central, Cayman Islands. Please stay tuned. Talk Today. We'll be back shortly.
We know you like a little bit of fun, so if you're not too busy and you wouldn't mind winning some free fuel, join us at an Esso station for 1 hour every Friday while this offer lasts. This Friday, we're giving you the chance to spin the wheel and win free fuel. Simply spend $10 at the pump or in-store for your lucky chance. So see you at our H&B Shedden Road service station between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. Esso. Energy lives here. The Esso brand is a trademark of ExxonMobil Corporation and is used under license.
Kirk Freeport's Black Friday sale is bigger than ever with 60% off an incredible selection of watches, jewelry, crystal, and accessories. Get early access to the sale on Thursday night from 5. Bayshore Mall and Cardinal Avenue locations will stay open until 8, and the Strand will remain open until 9. Get unbeatable discounts from brands including John Hardy, Roberto Coin, Bulgari, Chopard, Marco Besico, and many more. Plus, there's an additional 10% off all non-branded sale merchandise. It's Black Friday all weekend at Kirk Freeport. Visit KirkFreeport.com for full details.
Congratulations, it's a boy.
During the greatest events of your life, whether or not you have the right health insurance coverage should be the last thing on your mind. That's why at Fidelity Health, we are committed to helping you and match with the right plan to suit you and your family. We offer a range of plans to suit your budget, plus access to a network of quality care throughout the Caribbean and the USA. You can relax and enjoy life's greatest moments when you are covered with Fidelity Health. Call us today at 949-7822 for a free quote.
This Friday and Saturday only, you'll find huge Black Friday savings on mattress and laundry at Brian Sauce Home Gallery. Sealy King mattresses for $9.99 and queens are just $7.99. GE top load washers are only $5.49 and GE dryers are $4.69. Samsung front load washers and dryers are just $6.99 each. We've got more models on special and you can save more by the pair. These are just some of the great deals at Brian Sauce Home Gallery's Black Friday sale. This Friday and Saturday in Industrial Park. You don't want to miss it.
South Coast Bar and Grill up in Vickers, and that is the place. For traditional Cayman cuisine, oh, you will love the taste. At South Coast Bar and Grill, we got conch and lobster and turtle stew. And every Sunday, come out with your family for the barbecue.
South Coast Bar and Grill by the seaside, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily, lunch and dinner. Call us at 947-2517.
For Cayman and cuisine, the talk today is South Coast Bar and Grill.
King Sports Center takes pride in being more than just an ordinary gymnasium. For 13 years, their multi-purpose facility has been providing the community with a variety of sporting, recreational, and relaxation activities. King Sports Center has a bowling alley, lounge bar, multi-purpose rooms, powerhouse gym, rock climbing wall, bungee jumping, a 10,000 square foot rink, and so much more. For more information on their variety of services, call their friendly staff today at 946-5464 or email kings@candw.ky or visit www.kingsportscenter.com. King Sports Center, your one-stop shop for fitness, recreation, and relaxation.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. Orett Connor filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. We're talking about the Rotary Central of the Cayman Islands music extravaganza that is going to take place. And the date is?
Saturday. This Saturday, 24th of November. We're running out of time.
All right.
Get your ticket.
And we're selling tickets at the cost of?
$25. Yeah.
And that gives you the opportunity to win?
$40,000.
Or the grand prize of
Second
$40,000.
prize is $4,000 and we have six $1,000 prizes.
So you have a good chance of winning something as well. And we want to give you out there, our listening audience, an opportunity to win as well. So we're going to take the fifth caller who calls in. The lights on the phone bank will light up. And the fifth light that shows up there, that's when Mr. Paul is going to take that caller as well. So we welcome the fifth caller to call in, will win a ticket. We hope that you will win the raffle. You get an opportunity to win in the raffle. It allows you entry into the event as well, and we trust that you would take advantage of all of the opportunities that free ticket will give them.
Precisely. Yeah, precisely. Everybody, well, in terms of winning, the community wins when someone buys one of these tickets. So we want to just take the opportunity now just to thank you, Radio Cayman, for your support, not only this year, but over the years in promoting this event and for supporting it through the book sales that you guys do over the year.
Okay, thank you very much for that as well. And we'll talk a little bit more. I'm particularly interested in one of the projects that you do, at-risk youth program that you help to support as well. You know, we always talk about our youth, our young people are our future. We need to take care of them. Some people give lip service to it. Others actually walk the walk and talk the talk and walk the walk as well. Tell us, what do you do?
In terms of, so at-risk youth is a big problem, and we list at-risk youth on the back because there's so many programs and people that we have supported over the years in terms of in-kind donations, in terms of sending children to camps, and these are at-risk youth that need these sort of things over summer. We looked at. We also support Kay's Foundation, for example, in the homes that provide services to those kids there. I think we do barbecues, support them with barbecues and other things like that. This year we've done that. And there's just so many things that we do. And I'm not an expert. Because there's over 50 projects, I'm not an expert in everything.
Yes, and that's understandable.
And youth services is a huge budget and is a huge portion of what our services are. And that's, I'm very pleased that our club does so much when it comes to the youth as well.
I think we have our fifth caller on the line.
Caller,
good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Do you know anything about Rotary and some of the projects that they do? This is not a quiz or anything like that. I'm sure that you've heard of Rotary before. Do you have anything good or bad to say about them?
No, they are very good. They do for the senior and they do for the bus staff. And they have whatever they do. They help in whatever they can. You can always ask them, and I also use the bus.
No, fantastic.
Excellent, fantastic. Please stay on the line. Leave your details, your name and phone number with Paul. And as President Innes said, make sure your phone stays charged because you may just get that call saying that you're a winner. And of course, if you get the opportunity to actually attend the event, well, you have the opportunity. You have the ticket now that allows you to go there, and we hope that you take advantage of that opportunity and attend the extravaganza as well. Encourage other family members to go, and if otherwise, encourage them to purchase a ticket because, as you have said, it is for a good cause, caller, right?
Yes, they are.
I look forward to meeting you at the event. I'd love to meet you. So just say you won the ticket at Radio Cayman. I'll know who it is.
Yeah. And even if you have to go up on the bandstand and announce that and say, I'm the person. Okay, thank you very much. Stay on the line. Paul will take your details from you. Gentlemen, we have about 5 minutes left. I want to give both of you an opportunity. Highlight the event. Anything else that you want to talk about in terms of Rotary Central of the Cayman Islands, please go ahead and do so.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to bring up one special project we're working. Actually, it's with all three clubs on Grand Cayman. Okay. We've been working with the Queen Elizabeth II Botanical Park. John over there, the director, is setting up a children's interactive educational center. It's actually about 1.1 acres, and the three Rotary clubs were doing it's a children's educational pavilion, or the schoolhouse, to put it a little bit simpler, where kids will learn about plants and be able to actually little planting areas where each school can do their little planting, and one school against the other. So the children, instead of just coming and wandering around the park and then going back on the bus, have a place just for them where they can now interact with nature. Great. And
I think the emerging technology with it too, right? Like, I think there's signs at certain places you can use your phone and learn more about that particular plant and how, if it's indigenous. And the center will be a great place for us to hold events and maybe readings as well for that area, for literacy, because again, literacy is one of the areas that we are involved in.
Yes, that literacy program is a great program as well. Do you want to say a little bit more about that program as well?
Well, you might have noticed little Cayman-style houses popping up around the place at certain waiting rooms or at Hurley Supermarket when you're walking out on the right. These little free libraries are one of the many literacy programs that we do, and the vocational services. And we stock it with partners like Life. I think there's other business partners as well in the community that help us stock the inventory of those libraries, including our own Rotaract Blue. So Rotaract is like a youth program that the next generation of business leaders are part of, and we have a very vibrant and strong Rotaract club as well. That meets at Royal Palms upstairs at Prima. They have arguably one of the most beautiful venues for a Rotaract club globally, and they love to share that with everybody.
Okay. Is either of you familiar with the Fred Spears inter-school debate?
Yes, Fred Spears in the school debate. Fred Spears was a past president of our club, and he, I think, was a school teacher.
Yes.
And
Mrs.
Spears, a lot of lives. That's right. Well, actually, his daughter that joined the club yesterday.
That's right.
So we're happy to have her, and I know she brings a lot of passion to Rotary as well. So the debates is something that we're pleased that to partner with other groups. I remember when I first joined Rotary, I was told that Rotary starts and then hands off. So typically we would start, we have the ability to have an idea ground where we create things and we try it. It may not work, it may fail, or it may be very successful. And then we get the buy-in from other partners and eventually it gets so big that it's too big for us to handle, plus the other 50 things we do. So I believe there's another partner that was able to take it and do even more better things with the debate. So there's still school debates, and we are trying to find ways to keep past President Fred's name involved. I think we've, in previous years, taken students to the winners of those debates to go to international groups and learn to further use those debate skills that they've learned in those events.
We've also brought trainers down.
We brought trainers down to teach people about debating. So it's very interesting programs that they've done in the past, and we'll see where that develops in the future and what partners we have for it.
Okay, President Innes, I want to give you last minute for closing comment.
Well, closing comment is, again, we are 3 days away. Ticket sales really will stop selling on Friday night. We will have a few roadside locations, certainly roadside at Royal Palms, as we start to filtering all those books back in so we can begin our audit. So time is short. Get your tickets tomorrow as early as you possibly can. Support this event because it supports our community. It supports us in so many ways, and we are all donating our time. We want to make this thing a success, and so we want to see you out there. Support the venue, and thank you again. I'm so happy to have the opportunity to speak, and to our listeners, to thank you for supporting Rotary and your community.
Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen. All the best in your endeavors as well.
All right, thank you very much for having us.
Folks, please stay tuned. Talk Today will be back shortly. We will be talking with Mr. Ian Tibbetts about e-commerce.
From district to district, moving through the waters to Cayman Brack and Little Cayman. Your station, your voice. All things Cayman. One radio, many people. This is home.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman. Radio Cayman's newsroom. These are the biggest stories right now.
Basketball fans are gearing up for a highly anticipated final tonight between the Clemson Tigers and the Creighton Blue Jays. Day 2 of the second annual Cayman Islands Classic saw one of the top fields of the 2018 preseason tournament in action once again. The top-ranked team in the tournament, Clemson, is now being challenged by the Blue Jays. Championship tip-off time is 7:30 p.m. at the John Gray High School Gymnasium. Tickets are available exclusively at the box office at the high school's gymnasium. It's $75 or $35 CI for locals and $20 CI for children under 18. Good afternoon, I'm Dion Anglin with your headlines. In news elsewhere, villagers in India's southern state of Tamil Nadu are grieving the death of a 14-year-old girl who died in a cyclone after being forced to sleep separately because she was menstruating. Her family told BBC Tamil that she was trapped in the hut on November 16th when the cyclone made landfall. A Moroccan woman has been accused of killing her lover and serving up his remains to Pakistani workers in the United Arab Emirates. The woman killed her boyfriend 3 months ago, prosecutors say, but the crime was only recently discovered when a human tooth was found inside her blender. She confessed to police, calling it a moment of insanity. And, well, some things last forever, others not for an hour. A teenager managed to lose his driver's license just 49 minutes after getting it. The 18-year-old was returning from a successful driving test when officers in the town of Himmer checked his car with a laser speed gun. He was clocked traveling almost twice the speed limit at 60 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone. That's a wrap of your headlines. I'm Dion Anglin.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands. What's happening in your community? News and information, music and more. You can find us. www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman.
Well, Paris Week is finally over. Now the Paris Week staff can finally get some sleep. They should be allowed to hibernate till February or so. Is hibernate the word of the week?
Hibernate the word of the week? No, but let's tell the people who will be on the show first.
This week we'll have Jam Mitch from the song competition on the Flex, along with the district ambassador costume winner, Jessica Ebanks from Northside.
Wait. What will happen to the snapper cook-off? We will also be having Daniel Ansel, the junior snapper cook-off champion, and other chef testants.
Well, the great thing about the song contest is that we now have lots of local music to share.
Did you see Jessica's dress? Wow.
So, we are still in our season of creativity. Our word of the week is constitution. CONSTITUTION. It is a noun that means a set of political principles by which a state or organization is governed, especially in relation to the rights of the people it governs.
So join us this Wednesday from 4 to 5 p.m. right here on Radio Cayman 89.9 FM for Youth Flex, a program for all people by the people. Youth Flex, more
no beef and cheese.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. My name is Orett Connor and I'm filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks on this segment of the show. It is my pleasure to have with us Mr. Ian Tibbetts. He's no stranger to Talk Radio, Radio Cayman, Talk Today, or even for the record, he's been on there also, and he's the director of the e-government unit in the Cayman Islands. Mr. Tibbetts, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me, and good afternoon to the Cayman listening public.
Okay, for the uninitiated, I'd like you to, first of all, explain what e-government, e-commerce, what it is all about, the whole concept. Not the whole thing, the whole thing in briefly. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So really, it comes down to giving customers simplicity in this way that they interact with government, choice in terms of whether it's an online service or over the counter, and really convenience, and doing that in such a way that makes the life of the citizen, the customer of the Cayman Islands easier and better. When I joined government, literally days away from 4 years ago, the mandate
sounds like you've been counting.
the mandate was to pull together a e-government strategy and implement it. And one of the early things we did then was go out and survey both the political arm that obviously initiated that mandate, the civil service leadership and the civil service throughout, and our external customer bases. And the four key things that came out of that was, we wanted to reduce cost, we wanted to improve the customer experience across the board, we wanted to improve the competitiveness and perception of the jurisdiction, and to facilitate what we refer to as joined-up government, where basically, to get away from this concept of you go to Department A to get a document to take it to Department B for them to do something for you to take it to Department C, kind of thing.
Or someone will say to you, you call up and they say, oh, you need this form, but you have to come into the office to pick it up and fill it out.
Yeah. So, we set out with that in mind to kind of look at, well, okay, what does that strategy look like? Because the countries around the world are doing this. However, this needs to be Cayman appropriate,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And fit with our culture, our expectations, etc. We actually looked at a variety of approaches, and we settled on the basis from which we would work was the Estonian model, and a number of reasons, because they had some of similar challenges. It addressed some of the similar challenges and opportunities, but it also gave a significant degree of flexibility in how you apply it to suit your culture.
Okay.
And it very specifically addressed those key objectives they were doing, and it was an exportable. The key ingredients were exportable. The behind that joined-up government and that convenience of the customer is around being able to exchange information securely with the right controls in place, as to what you exchange and so forth between government departments on behalf of the customer, to avoid them having to be the courier between departments. And Estonia actually had a platform that they designed specifically for that had been tried and tested, open source, etc. And they kind of distilled it down to a couple of key components, and were able to share those and advise on those. And because of the cost efficiency and the effectiveness of their approach, it had actually become something that countries around the world had been studying, to the point that Estonia actually established what they call the e-governance academy of Estonia to help other countries, because it was taking so much time from government parties assisting with these delegations. And we also leveraged their services, and we've come a long way. But in parallel with that, so that's kind of where, and that speaks to the strategy a bit and the way we came from. But we also had to be doing things in terms of making life easier now, as opposed to when you get these things.
Yes.
Configured. And we, in surveying our customers, we asked them, what were the things that they wanted, that they wanted us to focus on first and foremost. And that's where, you've heard us with police clearance. That was one of the first things. And another one, which I'll touch on a little bit, is something that we're launching, starting the first version of today, shall we say, which is notifications. They wanted reminders and notifications when things were expiring.
Yes.
So we've been doing a lot of work with the Department of Vehicle Licensing in recent times. And as you know, the new license plate coupons and so forth, while they're designed to minimize how often you have to change or how often you have to visit the department. As a result, the license coupon would have been used to looking at and being able to tell when the expiry date is, now only has an issue date. Right? So you've got to go look at other documentation to find out the expiry date.
Right.
Well, as of today, we've launched a service where we'll send you a reminder text message when your vehicle license is expiring. We send the first one around 30 days ahead, and it'll tell you if you need to get, if the vehicle requires inspection, if it doesn't have the ability, if you don't have the ability to extend the license for some period, so you have an adequate valid inspection. So that's starting today actually, and then you'll get, if you haven't renewed it, you'll get a second notification about 2 weeks out, and then a final notification on the day. But if at any point throughout that process you've renewed your vehicle, then that will cease. But one of the, working at this and looking at it, well, how do we give the maximum benefit to our citizens, our customers, residents? Well, pardon me, fighting a bit of a cold here. Was looking at the numbers and saying, okay, so what are the majority of transactions? And the majority of transactions are really around that vehicle renewal piece. So we have roughly 4,500 renewals per month. Wow.
Wow.
That happened. And so we already had a service, actually, because one of the things that I really want to make clear is, to a certain extent, the government is not something we just started in the last couple of years. The Cayman Islands government has been doing things in this space for decades now. And they actually had, from a few years back, a service where you could renew your driver's license or renew your vehicle online. That required a registration first. So you got given a code to use and so forth. And that was a bit of a barrier to entry. So when we looked at the numbers, we had 4,500 renewals per month on average, and there were only about 3,000 of these registered users in circulation. So obviously that was just going to scratch the surface. So we focused on, okay, let's design a service that opens that up immediately to the wider public. And that's where we launched late last month the guest user service for vehicle renewals. Extremely simple, easy. Pretty much if you can buy something online, you can use it. Yeah.
And a lot of people know how to buy online.
Absolutely. Certainly if you've ever used a police clearance online application to submit, that's been going now 18 months. And in the 18 months, we've had 15,600 applications coming by that. So, it's being used.
Yes.
So if you can use that, you can certainly do, because this is an even simpler process. It's not as involved. And probably the two most complex, or the two most difficult pieces is, one of the security measures is up front you have what they call a capture, where you prove that you're not a robot. And sometimes that'll present you with images and you have to select, which boxes have a card in it.
Right. That can be challenging sometimes because the images aren't all that clear.
Yes. But that's probably about as difficult as it gets, to be honest. You just need, beyond that, you need a digital copy of the cover page of your insurance and a credit card, debit card, whatever to use to pay for it. Done. And so if your vehicle is inspected, then you can avoid the lines, skip the lines and just renew them online. So that's available now. We launched that the 25th of October, and we've been monitoring that closely, and we're going to increase the promotion of the service, and obviously we hope that persons that get the reminder on their text message will be taking advantage of the service.
Okay, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, the conversation with Mr. Ian Tibbetts, who is the director of the e-government here in the Cayman Islands. That conversation will continue. Please stay tuned. Talk Today will be back shortly.
The Paramount Carpet pre-Christmas ball sale is back for one whole week starting Monday, November 19th through Saturday, November 24th. Save big with assorted remnant tiles, $250 square foot, $100 a pallet. Assorted remnant granite slabs as low as $300 a slab. Ceramic tiles as low as 75 cents a square foot. Porcelain tiles as low as 99 cents a square foot. Area rugs 35% off. Carpets 25% off. Tools 10% off. And all other in-house tiles 20% off. Cash and carry. It's the big blowout sale at the Paramount Carpet, located at 317 North Sound Road, Industrial Park. Open Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, 7:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call 949-5000.
A whole lot more than just coming before Paramount Carpet.
We know you like a little bit of fun, so if you're not too busy and you wouldn't mind winning some free fuel, join us at an Esso station for 1 hour every Friday while this offer lasts. This Friday, we're giving you the chance to spin the wheel and win free fuel. Simply spend $10 at the pump or in-store for your lucky chance. So see you at our H&B Shed Road service station between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. Esso. Energy lives here. The Esso brand is a trademark of ExxonMobil Corporation and is used under license.
Not all insurance is created equal, but who has the time to shop around? Take the guesswork out of your insurance coverage with Fidelity Insurance Brokers. Let us match you with the best coverage to suit your needs at a price to suit your wallet. Plus, get superior customer service from dedicated claims professionals to ensure speedy claims processing. Get your insurance through Fidelity Insurance Brokers. Call us today at 949-7822 for a free quote. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Cayman's cruise industry must be preserved and developed. It is a myth that the cruise lines will continue to call on Cayman at the rate they do now without the piers. It is a fact that the mega-class ships will not be tendered. Arrivals will decline by half over time as the older ships are decommissioned. This will hurt our economy and thousands of Caymanians who work in this industry. If we want to continue providing opportunities for Caymanians, we need the piers. Support the piers. Support our tourism.
Your calls are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I'm Orett Connor, filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, and in the studio with me we have Mr. Ian Tibbetts, who is the Director of e-Government here in the Cayman Islands. You would have heard Mr. Tibbetts say that e-government is not something new to the Cayman Islands. We have started that process quite a while back. It's just a matter now of basically getting up to speed and also getting other areas involved in e-government as well. So I'm going to throw the mic back over to Mr. Tibbetts because we want to hear about all of the exciting things that we are doing. At some point in time, I'd like to get an indication from Mr. Tibbetts where we were, where we are now, and where we hope to be in the future as well. Mr. Tibbetts.
Yeah. So, definitely there's a lot of things in the pipeline, and before I go any further, I really want to point out that this isn't something that just that Ian is doing alone or that the government unit is doing alone. This is a team effort, and that teamwork has been building over the past year or two here, and between the departments such as vehicle licensing, or trade and business, commerce and investment, who have the subject matter experts. The ministry is involved, and computer services and GIS. This is the result of a team effort that you're seeing these new services and products coming to market. The main thing is we want to make sure that there's a consistent approach to customer experience, to efficiency, and that we bring things forward in such a way that makes a material impact in the life and experience of our customers and our staff.
Right.
That to me, real success with a service is when it benefits both the customer and the staff.
Yeah, win-win.
And I think certainly we in the early days it'll be easier to do that because many of these departments are really struggling under the volumes of transactions that we're doing very manually today. But also that customer experience is about setting a set of expectations and guidelines and approaches that say it's going to be very pleasing, it's going to be easy, convenient to the customer. If we can do it on your behalf, we'll do it. We only ask you the things that we need to ask you. We don't expect you to be an expert in our processes or whatever. You don't need to. You want to get a trade and business license? Okay. So what's the minimum information we need to ask you? And if you want a specific type of trade and business license, then again, type direct the questions and so forth down that specific path.
Yes.
So, and in terms of where we're going is also about increasing our ability to deliver significantly. So when we started this journey, 2-3 years ago, the computer services team have great guys, a great team of developers and so forth, do really good work. Problem is, it's only a few, and there's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
Right?
They have more than one customer in terms of government. Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
So, and they've been trying to be many things to many different people. They've been trying to be the project manager, the business process analyst, and the software developer, and the trainer, and everything else. In these cases. So, part of what we've been doing is around how do we address that and what can we take off. So my team handles the project management and business process analysis generally for them, and they focus on development. All the things we're looking at, how can we assist them in terms of getting access to resources to supplement their team. Yes. Also looking at solutions where business process analysts can basically once they design a business process, it effectively will develop it. I'll use the term loosely, here, but I'll say almost develop itself, what you call a low-code, no-code type solution. And then, in all cases, we should be asking, should we build or should we buy? And many times you'd like to think that the answer is buy versus build in those cases. So with that, what we're looking at is how do we increase the capacity? We're actually hoping to quadruple the capacity to deliver applications and services over the next couple of years here through those approaches. So in terms of where we're going, I envisage us having a lot more services available to the customer. And if you partake in a service, it's the minimal effort on behalf of that the customer has to exert to actually take advantage of that service. Things that information we have internally, we'll source it for you from the other department, as opposed to you having to go through a process in Department A to submit something in that process in Department B or pass information around. But in terms of in the short term, real things that services that people can relate to, we have. I'll kind of just keep on the theme of DVD.
Sure.
Department of Vehicle and Driver's License for the time being. We're currently working on services whereby you will be able to book your driving tests, both the written and the road tests, online, pay for it online. So you don't have, right now you have to go to their offices to make a booking and pay for it, and then you come back in the day to do the test, and then you go back after it. I dream of a long-term state whereby when you make the booking and pay for it, you're also paying for that license that you'll get at the end of the day. You pass the test, you pick up the customer service on the way out, it's printed and ready for you. But that requires some law changes and some other things, and not to say it can't happen. I think they're one of the things, both on the civil service leadership and the political leadership, are very keen to see to make these changes for our customers, our citizens, our residents. Certainly I'm in the Minister of Commerce, Planning and Infrastructure, and Minister Hugh, it's one of the things that he really bangs on about is focusing on the customer, making it easy for the customer and convenient. And similarly, you have the Deputy Governor and it's absolutely in line with the concept of the world-class civil service.
Yes.
And that the online service is an extension of us as the people.
Precisely. Yes, that's right. That's right.
And it's the interface to us in those services. So things like the booking of the road tests are coming. There's an app, a mobile app, where you will be able to, the tickets that you pull when you get in the queue at vehicle licensing. So if you need to still actually go there, you'll be able to use this mobile app and pull a ticket that you need, and it'll tell you when there are 5 persons ahead of you in the queue, so you know you need to get there and so forth.
I saw it, and I was really, really thrilled and enthused by what I saw, and the ability to for people to use that and not have to commit, important time standing online or something like that. It's really excellent.
Absolutely. And, so I certainly, the idea is give persons a choice, and if they're comfortable and prefer to use online services, they don't need to come. But if they do choose to come or have a specific need that requires them to go there, we want to make that experience convenient and friendly and simple. And that's not just unique to DVDL. Obviously, that's across the board with government, but it just happens that that's the services we're working on there right now. Other things in the near future, we're actually in contract negotiations now for a solution to offer online services for the application of British Overseas Territory citizenship, naturalization.
Yes.
The process has been re-engineered, defined, and so forth, and that's something that certainly early next year, at the latest, will be available as an online service to apply some of that application.
We'll probably be ahead of the UK in that regard. They'll probably get jealous.
Yeah, and one of the things. So what we can do in almost all cases now is first of all hit the process whereby we take the application online. That's a lot of where our services have been focused thus far. But we also want to automate some of the processing in the background, and have the system process the application and a person verify it, be the gatekeeper per se, until and in some cases, depending on the service and the significance of the service, we may be comfortable enough that the system we allow the system to process and complete. Right? And then there are other things coming for right now. That there's the parks and cabanas. You can book the cabanas and parks and beaches and so forth. There's a similar service in the works for the town halls and civic centres and so forth.
Okay.
So it's really a lot of different avenues coming in the very near future, and we're in the midst of all of that. We're doing the identity and access management solution, whereby you can authenticate with greater security around identifying yourself online. If you think about it, so when I mentioned the vehicle renewal service, I mentioned that it's a guest service,
right?
And so you come in as an unknown user, basically. With that identity and access management solution, you're able to come in as a known user, right, and don't have to supply some of it. So we can even cut steps out of the processes that we have to require now manually. So that's coming in the early part of next year. And one of the big things that we're looking at that we expect that to deliver, certainly I know that their expectations, and we're working on it, is that will also allow us to identify Cayman immigration status. As part of it, it's multiple parts to that, but it certainly is in the works.
Okay, we'll take a commercial break. When we return, the conversation with Mr. Ian Tibbetts, the Director of E-Government in the Cayman Islands, will continue, so please stay tuned.
We know you like a little bit of fun. So if you're not too busy and you wouldn't mind winning some free fuel, join us at an Esso station for 1 hour every Friday while this offer lasts. This Friday, we're giving you the chance to spin the wheel and win free fuel. Simply spend $10 at the pump or in-store for your lucky chance. So see you at our H&B Shedden Road service station between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. Esso. Energy lives here.
The Esso brand is a trademark of ExxonMobil Corporation and is used under license.
Rotary Central Music Extravaganza is back. November is your lucky month with your Rotary Central Music Extravaganza ticket purchase of only $25. Win that grand prize of $40,000. Second prize, $4,000 and 6 $1,000 prizes. Yes, the 23rd Annual Music Extravaganza, Saturday, November 24. Royal Palms, West Bay Road from 7 p.m. Music by Dr. Bob's Experiment, Fire Squad and Altered Minds. Only a few more days, only 8,000 golden tickets. Get your tickets now through points of sale at Funky Tanks, Outskirt Ticket Sales at A.L. Thompson's, Foster Supermarkets locations island-wide, Jake Scott Warehouse Store on Shedden Road and West Bay, Perkup in Governor's Square, Rubis, Walkers Road, Esso on the Run in Red Bay, Tortuga Store, Governor's Square, Jose's Rubis, Lorna's Rubis in Boddentown, 4-Way Esso, West Bay, 7 Mile Beach, Esso, Cost You Less, and www.eventpro.ky. Rotary Central Music Extravaganza proceeds fund over 50 community inspiration projects. Be a winner, buy a ticket, support your community. Your ticket, your chance, your community.
South Coast Bar and Grill up in Breakers, man, that is the place. For traditional Cayman cuisine, oh, you will love the taste. At South Coast Bar and Grill, we got conch and lobster and turtle stew. And every Sunday come out with your family for the barbecue.
South Coast Bar and Grill by the seaside, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily, lunch and dinner. Call us at 947-2517.
For Cayman and cuisine, the talk today is South Coast Bar and Grill.
This Friday and Saturday only, you'll find huge Black Friday savings on mattress and laundry at Bransauce Home Gallery. Sealy King mattresses for $9.99 and queens are just $7.99. GE top load washers are only $5.49 and GE dryers are $4.69. Samsung front load washers and dryers are just $6.99 each. We've got more models on special and you can save more by the pair. These are just some of the great deals at Bransauce Home Gallery's Black Friday sale. This Friday and Saturday in Industrial Park. You don't want to miss it.
Cayman Kind is the Cayman experience.
We work at the Cayman Craft Market.
It is a myth that we do not need the cruise ship industry.
It is a fact that when there are no ships in port, we do not earn a living. We depend on the cruise industry, and if it was to reduce by half, many others just like us would suffer immensely. We want to work and provide for our families.
We need the pier.
Support the piers. Support our tourism.
Cayman Brac, yes, it is your turn. The Breeze Fusion 5K Walk Run will be stomping by Southside Public Beach Saturday, November 24th.
Runners, on your mark.
Help support the So-and-So Club and join Radio Cayman for the Brac Breeze Fusion 5K Walk Run. The first 100 participants will receive a shirt and a goodie bag. Register at District Administration or online at www.caymanactive.com.
Let's go. Make no excuses now. I'm talking here and now.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. My name is Orett Connor, filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. It is my pleasure to have in the studio with me this afternoon Mr. Ian Tibbetts, who's the Director of e-Government here in the Cayman Islands. Those of you who are wondering what is happening with e-Government, when is it going to come online? When are we going to see it? It's happening every day, folks, but it isn't something that you're going to see all at one time. It comes in increments. There's lots of work to be done. Sometimes the challenges may be in terms of current legislation and having to make changes with those pieces of legislation as well. But it is happening, and we're getting some of the good news from Mr. Ian Tibbetts. So I'm going to pass the mic back over to him to hear some more of that good news.
And we'll say the very important thing you just mentioned about that it's happening. Yes. And one of the for me, a success of the government program is that it's not imposing on you. Mm-hmm. It just it makes your life simpler. Interestingly, we were in Estonia earlier this year for the government conference, and their prime minister spoke at the conference, and I thought it was a very eloquent speech. She obviously knew the subject. She did a great job. So afterwards, we were talking to some of the vendors and so forth. Now, bearing in mind they're a bit more mature in this process than we are, it's significantly more. And I said, I thought you did a great job. So and some of the persons were, a bit, why do you think that? I said, she obviously knew the subject. And he said, yeah, but she's talking about technology. Why is she talking about technology? This isn't about technology. This is about how we get an extra hour to play with our kids. How do this? This is not about technology and not about e-government. It's actually about quality of life and what it does for you in that context. And I think that's the challenging part. We're at the stage now where I say we all. I like to think I'm getting a bit past that, but we tend to think of it from a technology perspective and expect to see lights and so forth. But the reality is, successful e-governance is often about the absence of effort, of the need for effort on their side, and simplicity and convenience, and So that certainly is one of the indicators of success in the program is when you start to feel the difference in the stimulus.
Precisely, yes.
One of the things, before I forget, I said earlier that we've been doing a lot of stuff around e-government for quite some time in the Cayman Islands. One of the challenges, though, was people didn't know where to find our services, and they were well hidden. Actually, we've had some gyms here for a long time, and they're generally well hidden in amongst different websites. The government
secret stuff.
has over 100 websites, right? And you scatter these services amongst them, and you really got to know what you're going to look for to go find it. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that we did was actually put together eservices.gov.ky, and it's more or less a catalog of our services. So you can go to one location and find the services, whether you want to see them by services tailored to the resident, services tailored to business, or by different logical groupings of types of services. By in some cases, people knew that this particular system was called IOL or called GRSS, or Chorus or whatever. They can still go and find it that way as well. So with these things we're talking about, with the Department of Vehicle Licensing and Cabana bookings and trade and business license and BOTC and everything else is coming, you'll be able to find it at eservices.gov.ky.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now and you see things on there: renew your vehicle licensing, park and cabana booking, customs online, apply for a renew trade and business license, and then you have a list of all of the services. Great. Great.
So we've made it easy to find, and all you have to remember is eservices.gov.ky. So it's logical. Also, if you go to the website, so if you went to DVDL's website, you'd find the links there as well. Mm-hmm. But this gives you just one place where you can go and conveniently find those services. I think you're asking a bit about the future, and as I said, if the future is really around more services, simplifying services, and giving you access to things as a secure, known individual.
Yes.
That's the key. The question comes up around national ID. Well, national ID it requires some prerequisites, and that comes down. One of those things is you've got to have a singular view of the person, and be able to identify them across your various platforms. So we are putting in place the infrastructure, the systems that would facilitate these things should we choose to go down that path.
Okay.
But it's how we haven't chosen at this point to do an EID card necessarily, or some other form of that. What we're doing is increasing your security by looking at things like multi-factor authentication, and that may be through a username and say password or PIN plus an app on your phone, a specific app on your specific phone that you have to swipe or you have to approve. So it's something you know and something you have.
Yes.
Also, one of the things, and if you think about a national ID, it always ties back to a code, so that or a number of some sort, so that it's basically like your name, except that it's more unique than a name. And when we think about the concerns persons have around personal data and national, some persons have concerns around national IDs and so forth, and there's good reason, and there are pros and cons of everything, and this is one of them. But one of the things that I think is key that we recognize is that reference is not. That's not intended to be secret. That's the same as it's literally like your name. It's just a bit more unique. So if you give your name in public, you give your name to someone, you could give them your ID.
Right.
Your ID number. It doesn't give them access to anything beyond they have the equivalent of having your name.
Yes.
And as we've done these, as we've come along, because when we started, obviously the data protection legislation wasn't yet approved. It was in works, but it wasn't approved. And we come at this from the very beginning with that in mind, and saying, let's act as if it was here. Let's build our services in a way that we anticipate will comply with and meet those standards, and that's how we focus. So that's why we do things as guest services, where you supply the information, we'll get things and we can supply that internally, but we won't supply it back to you necessarily. Even if you look at this vehicle license service, for example, if you put in a vehicle license number that isn't eligible for renewal right now, it doesn't tell you definitively why. It just says service is not available for you, and here's some possible reasons.
Right.
It's coming at it from the perspective of we can share with you information that's public. But until we have that security around how you access, we can't share anything confidential that you haven't given us. And really, security is a constant. It's a journey. It's not a destination by any stretch. And one of the things, and I think from our previous discussions, that this kind of started out as a one-man band. I was brought in, and it was just me and the e-government unit for a while. The team has been expanding in the last year in particular, really, but we're not intending to have a huge team. It's just that minimal team. I prefer to have whatever more of a commando team than an army, right?
Specialized unit.
And we're certainly assembling that very well. I have some Billy Pennington that deals with the PMO side of things, the project management, and also the business process analyst side. I have David Smith, who focuses on is our technical solutions architect, and then I have Lena Farron, who's our security expert. And so we're building that very diverse team with just the minimal critical mass that we need to have internally to ensure consistency, and where we see things going is where departments and ministries and are more and more self-sufficient, but we all work to a consistent customer experience and approach.
Okay, we're going to take our last commercial break for this segment. When we return, the conversation about e-government in the Cayman Islands will continue with the director of e-government, the e-government unit in the Cayman Islands, Mr. Ian Tibbetts. Please stay tuned.
We know you like a little bit of fun. So if you're not too busy and you wouldn't mind winning some free fuel, join us at an Esso station for 1 hour every Friday while this offer lasts. This Friday, we're giving you the chance to spin the wheel and win free fuel. Simply spend $10 at the pump or in-store for your lucky chance. So see you at our H&B Shedden Road service station between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. Esso. Energy lives here.
The Esso brand is a trademark of ExxonMobil Corporation and is used under license.
Hi, I'm Charlotte, manager of Kirk Freeport at the Strand, and I'm here to invite you to join me and my team at our annual Customer Appreciation Day this Saturday, November 24th. Join us for complimentary refreshments and prize draws at Cayman's one-stop luxury shopping location. We have all the Kirk Freeport product lines and top brands like Mikimoto, Chopard, John Hardy, David Yurman, Omega, and many, many more. Start your holiday shopping off in style with Kirk Freeport at the Strand for our annual Customer Appreciation Day on Saturday, November 24th. Happy holidays!
The University College of the Cayman Islands invites you to a soft launch of its Prior Learning Assessment Program, an initiative that seeks to help adult learners fast-track degree completion by awarding course credits for demonstrated college-level knowledge. On Thursday, November 29th at 6 p.m., join other adult learners and talent managers at the UCCI Sir Vassal Johnson Hall for a special keynote presentation, networking opportunities, and delicious treats. Visit the official UCCI Facebook page for details.
From happy beginnings to happy ever after.
Brit K protects your lifestyle with the best insurance cover at the best possible price.
Health insurance with far-reaching benefits.
95% of claims settled in 5 days.
Low-cost life insurance.
And investments.
Security in retirement.
With a custodian pension plan.
For happy beginnings and a happy ever after.
Visit BritK.ky or call 949-8699.
BritK, where people come first.
You remember the sale at Vamp Motors?
Yeah, the Your Sale, Your Choice, the one where you can get cash back or can put the savings to extend the warranty or upgrade features?
Yes, it's still going on, but now you can get $8,000 off a new Ford Ranger truck. $8,000, you know?
You for real?
Come see for yourself. While they still have so much to choose from, save big during Your Sale, Your Choice at Vamp Motors. With almost every vehicle on sale, you decide whether to get your dream ride at its lowest price. Take cash back, add years to the warranty or service plan. Choose an add-on or mix your options. Your sale, your choice, because you know what you need, and Vamp Motors will help you drive it home. Vamp Motors on Walkers Road.
Cruise tourism is a vital part of Cayman's economy. It is the government's responsibility to create an environment where our people can have an opportunity to grow and prosper today, tomorrow, and into the future. It is a myth that Cayman does not need cruise tourism. It is a fact that cruise passengers spend $200 million per year buying services from small businesses, tour operators, attractions, restaurants, and retail shops. Those funds stay right here, supporting our economy and communities. Support the pairs. Support our tourism.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. In the studio with me, Mr. Ian Tibbetts, and I am Orett Connor filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. Mr. Tibbetts is the director of the government unit here in the Cayman Islands. We haven't received any calls, no WhatsApp messages, no emails, but we know you're out there listening, and I believe this is a topic that you want to hear about, that you're attentively listening to it, because for many of us, it is a new area. For others, it isn't, and it is something that will impact all of our lives at some point in time. If you're a real pragmatist, it is likely to impact your lives in a positive way, give you a little bit more quality time, possibly as well. Mr. Tibbetts, before you go, I want to take this opportunity to talk about that. You did mention about a national identification system. There are many people who have been calling for that. I myself have supported the introduction of a national identification card. There are people who still think it's simple to do. Some people say, all you have to do is assign, when you assign a number to an individual, and then they have that unique number, and when you get other online services, that unique number will give them the opportunity to access all of the government services. And we wish it were so simple.
I absolutely do. It would be nice. If you think about it, in almost any of our systems with the best intentions in the world, you are quite likely to have multiple of any one person represented in that. Maybe even in the same system. So you got to go through an exercise of deduplication of the data. So let's just say we were able to do that quickly. We went through, let's say, the immigration system that dealt with residents that like to reside in Cayman, and we said, okay, so we get down to a singular list of persons. Now, how do you also got to figure out and make sure that you're matching precisely that person in that system to the person in general registries, say, birth, death, and marriage system or marriage registry, to the person in the vehicle licensing system that has their driver's license, to the person,
person's registered at the hospital as a patient.
Exactly. Yeah. So, now that's where you get to in the end state with an identity system, with a good national ID system. And that brings with it significant benefits. But I think there's a couple of things that you really got to differentiate when it comes to an ID system, or national identity system. There is that unique reference identifier for a unique person. And that I touched on a little while ago, and that's a necessity. That unique view of the person is a necessity. Now, whether you have an ID card or not really speaks to how you use this in the physical realm outside of access to technology. But if you think about where we are today with technology, with artificial intelligence and so forth, you can take a video today and use artificial intelligence to change completely the background scenery of that live video, such that you cannot detect that it's not, that this video that you just saw of me driving down 7 Mile Beach wasn't snowing at the time.
Yes.
So when you consider that, and but even simpler things, if you think about the technology that's out there today with color copiers and 3D printing and some of everything else, right? The things that you actually come in contact with or get presented for identity documents and so forth in the physical realm is probably the things that you should almost have the lowest level of confidence in, because they're the easiest to forge. I have it in my possession. Technology is easily available to compromise it.
Yes.
In most cases. Now, there are ways to address that. With the EID card, you have a cryptographic chip on board and all sorts of things, but everything has its advantages and disadvantages. So really where you want to get to is that you're using the source data. So when I present myself at the counter as a general registry, if they're able to identify me from the source data versus identifying me from the identity document that I provide to them, it has much greater credibility from the source data than from that document, because I could have compromised. And the way that's part of what you get with the approach we're taking is, getting to where we have that singular view of the person, we have a unique reference identifier for the persons, and start to get that linked across our system so that we have the same Ian Tibbetts in immigration is the same one in this, all our systems.
And how close are we to that?
Well, we are actually in contract, about to enter contract negotiations now. We're in a procurement for three things. More than that, but this particular procurement is around three things. It's an identity and access management solution. So that gives us the user database, effectively, mechanism of user database, access controls and restrictions, and then authentication. And I talked about multi-factor authentication as well as things like single sign-on. So you come in and you authenticate yourself here, and then you're able to pass that on as a known person to the next software application and so forth. Next piece is around getting to where we get to that person register, that is that singular view of persons and the source for that reference identifier.
Yes.
And the third piece of this is a contract for the tools and services around extract, transform, and load, to where you get to deal with that data, and be able to analyze the quality of the data, deal with the removal of duplications and correlations between different systems and so forth. So I would expect that the goal is that we get contract completed with that in the month of December, and these things start to roll out in early next year.
Sounds good.
We're pushing hard. There are other things coming, the work department,
new agency. Yes.
They're dependent on a number of these things as well. So we're working closely together to ensure that we meet their timelines to the best of our ability. And if we can't meet, what's the contingency plan, etc. And I don't want to get too much of it, because a huge topic on its own, and I'm not the expert.
Okay. But we have about 4 minutes left, so I want to give you an opportunity again to highlight those areas that you want to highlight, and for any closing comments as well.
Well, I think the key thing is we want to encourage persons to take advantage of the online services. I think you'll really be pleased with the simplicity, ease of use around the new online services. If you experience police clearance, which many persons have already, you may find you certainly will see a common theme coming across of convenience and simplicity. It's extremely easy to use, and it allows you to avoid the pain of joining the queues, and it will then also allow, if more persons use the online service, those persons that do have a need or choose to go into the office will actually have a better experience as well, because their wait times will be shorter. Staff have more time to deal with them, etc.
Yes.
And in particular, the most recent ones that are available there for you are the Trade and Business Online. So you can both apply for a completely new grant of a trade and business license for whether it's a sole trader or a company. You can renew existing licenses for either one as well, online completely. So you don't have to come into the office at all in those cases. It's submitted online, paid for online, and the license is emailed back to you. Yeah,
and that paid for online service. How wide across government is that ability to pay online now?
As we roll out services, we're bringing that on. One of the things there is making sure it seems simple, but we obviously people rely on us to take care of that for them. Is ensuring that we're not collecting and trying to hold and protect credit card data. So we use a service where we receive your application, and we hand it off. So we don't actually have your full credit card information, and we don't keep it, we don't access it. It is the payment provider that's actually processing that transaction and confirming back to us that you have or haven't paid.
So that takes away some of the liability from you, because we hear so many instances of credit card information being stolen, by some of these big retailers, throughout the world.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and then in terms of so we're rolling that out more and more as we introduce services, we're adding that to it, and then the vehicle licensing renewal service. They say there's no longer a barrier to entry. Now there's benefit to going and registering and getting your ESID for vehicle licensing, because you can then also renew your driver's license. You can actually see information. We can present you back information because you're now coming in as a known user. Whereas with the guest service, you're providing us information, we're processing based on that, but we're not able to provide you back anything sensitive. And the location to get the access to these services.gov.ky. And if you look out for those text message reminders that we started sending to just we're not going to bombard you with them, and we're sensitive to what information we provide in that. So really, it tells you the manufacturer of the vehicle, the license plate number, and when it expires, and whether or not you need an inspection. So we're not telling you the name of the owner, none of this information, and it's really trying to respect respecting data protection legislation and making it more convenient for customers and helping them to stay compliant with law by knowing when it's coming up and so forth.
Okay, Mr. Tibbetts, very exciting news. Things are happening. All the best in your future endeavors as well. And thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Okay.
Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
From Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman, we've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman. Radio Cayman's newsroom. These are the biggest stories right now.
New developments in a 2010 homicide has brought the cold case back into the spotlight, and now police are asking for the public's help to track down those responsible. At around 11 p.m. on Thursday, January 28, 2010, 32-year-old Courtney Spence was shot and killed in the Progressive Distributors parking lot. Now police have teamed up with Crime Stoppers to offer a $50,000 reward to anyone who might be able to provide information that could lead to the successful prosecution of the killers. Good afternoon, I'm Dion Anglin with your headlines and news elsewhere. Theresa May will meet European Union officials later as the two sides scramble to finalize a Brexit deal in time for Sunday's summit of European leaders. The EU missed its deadline on Tuesday to complete the text of its declaration on future relations with the UK amid concerns from several member states. Stumbling blocks remain over UK access to the EU single market, access to UK waters for EU boats, and Gibraltar. The European Commission has taken the first step towards sanctioning Italy over its national budget in an ongoing row over the country's finances. In October, the EU executive body rejected Italy's draft budget and told it to make changes, an unprecedented event in European politics. Italy, however, said it would stick to its high spending goals. And Black China is being criticized for selling a skin lightening cream in Nigeria. The model's new product, in partnership with a brand called Whitenicious, was announced on Instagram. The Whitenicious Times Black China collection is described as an illuminating and brightening cream that lightens without bleaching skin out. Some skin lightening products, however, are banned in the UK. That's a wrap of your headlines. I'm Dion Anglin.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
What's happening in your community? News and information, music and more. You can find us. www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Radio Cayman is your choice, your voice for today's biggest news. Radio Cayman.
Well, Pirates Week is finally over. Now the Pirates Week staff can finally get some sleep.
They should be allowed to hibernate till February or so. Is hibernate the word of the week?
Hibernate the word of the week?
No, but let's tell the people who will be on the show first.
This week we will have Jam Mitch from the song competition On The Flex, along with the district ambassador costume winner Jessica Ebanks from Northside.
Wait. But what happened to the snapper cook-off? We will also be having Daniel Ansel, the junior snapper cook-off champion, and the other chef testants.
Well, the great thing about the song contest is that we now have lots of local music to share.
Did you see Jessica's dress?
Wow. So, we are still in our season of creativity.
Our word of the week is Constitution. Constitution. It is a noun that means a set of political principles by which a state or organization is governed, especially in relation to the rights of the people it governs.
So join us this Wednesday from 4 to 5 p.m. right here on Radio Cayman, 89.9 FM for Youth Flex, a program for all people, by young people. Youth Flex, more in talk.
No beef and cheese, or
She's just walking on. Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. We're on the last segment of the show this afternoon. My name is Orett Connor and I'm filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, who's on a well-deserved vacation, but we're also looking forward for his return as well. It is my pleasure to have in the studio with me now Miss Sandra Lovett, who's the president of the Cayman Islands AIDS Foundation. We also have with us Mr. Noel Cayasso, who's the CEO of the Cayman Islands AIDS Foundation. And also with us is Miss Maya Lovett. Maya Grant. Miss Maya Grant, who is the PR officer within the Cayman AIDS Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
And I'm made to understand that there are some exciting things going on with the Cayman AIDS Foundation, some things that have already taken place and others to take place soon. Tell us about that. We'll start with Miss Lovett.
Sure. We just had a successful Run to Zero held last month, and we're getting ready to hold our next fundraising event, which is Dinner, Drinks, and Drag, and that's taking place this Saturday at the Marriott. We'll be starting with drinks at 6 o'clock, and then the doors open at 7. We've got 3 really exciting acts as part of this fundraiser. Mm-hmm. We've got Miss Delicious, Miss Oceana, and our headlining act is going to be Monet Exchange, who's joining us from the States. She was featured on RuPaul's Drag Race Season 10, so we're really excited to have her come down.
Okay, and this is the first
This is
the second one?
The second one.
Okay, and how did the first one go?
It was fantastic. We were sold out last year, and the turnout and the response was absolutely fantastic. We had a great night. Everybody enjoyed themselves, and one of the things I think we did this was we were trying to include everyone. Mm-hmm. It's not just for any particular person. It's just we wanted to get everyone in one room and had a great time, which we did. The act that came on last year was Miss Peppermint, which was a fantastic performer, and the lip sync competition was one of the biggest fun things that we had.
It's amazing when you have 200 people in the audience just standing up, dancing, cheering for each other. It's so much fun.
Okay.
So much fun.
Okay. How much PR work had to do into this, Miss Grant?
Well, when we look at PR, we look at a lot of promoting, because to make this event something, we need to make sure that we reach out to the correct people. We need to make sure that we're pushing to the public, we're pushing awareness, and that's really what we aim to do constantly. We're pushing out the awareness of AIDS and the other STDs that are a problem here in many other places. So with PR work, we constantly have to be pushing and making sure that people are getting the information as well as enjoying learning about what we do.
And what have you seen a significant change in people's attitude during your tenure in terms of AIDS and other diseases as well? The approach, the Caribbean in particular has been notorious for its approach to people with AIDS and other communicable diseases as well. Have you seen a change in that culture, in the change in that approach, a change in the way people are treated?
We are one of the fortunate here in the Cayman Islands that our numbers are quite low. We're really fortunate for that, and we're happy about that. There is a lot of awareness that still need to go in as far as putting it out there for the community, trying to get involved. Part of our challenge is actually trying to get them to come on board for us to give lectures and so forth. And it's been really great. I mean, I've been with Cayman AIDS Foundation since 2012-13 up till now, and it's changed a lot and it's gotten a lot better. We just need to pretty much get out there and do a lot more, which takes a lot of funds to do this. Hence is why we're having our second annual show to try and raise money to put towards our awareness programs. This is one of the things that we're doing, and we know that the Cayman Islands have a lot of nonprofit organizations, and there's a lot of galas going on raising funds. Every year there's a lot of charities putting galas on. And we just decided last year to step out of the box and think of different ways of raising money, and this is one of the things we came up with that worked for us.
Yeah, and I think it's a testament to how things are changing in Cayman in particular. Just getting 200 plus people in a room to celebrate diversity of all kinds, to celebrate people no matter what their status or what their orientation is. It all ties in together, and I think it's just showing that this is a progressive place, and people are willing to have the conversation and come out and support no matter what.
And as far as support, financial support, yours comes exclusively from your fundraisers. Do you get any other external support from government or from any other civic organizations? When I mention government, everyone is reluctant.
No, government has played a big role in our finances since 2010. They have supported us by giving us a certain amount of money to keep our programs up and running. Unfortunately, we still have to fundraise to try and raise money to further, what that money doesn't stretch to do. So fundraising is a big part of any organization. Sometimes fundraising on behalf of HIV and AIDS can be a challenge, but nevertheless, we still push the barrier as far as we possibly can, and we try to encourage people to support us, because at the end of the day, we are out there doing these things for the community. For instance, our goals are to assist HIV and AIDS persons. We're also there to educate the community on how to protect themselves against HIV, AIDS, and other STIs. So this is what we're based on, and this is our challenge, and this is what we do. We offer free lectures to all organizations. We've written letters to them asking if you can come in and perhaps do a lecture for an hour with the staff members. If it's a large place, we'll offer to do it in certain segments that we can reach everyone that wants to attend. So it's one of those things, and we want to be able to say, okay, we're out there, we're reaching out to every single person that's out there, advising them on how to protect themselves. We're not here to judge anyone. That's not what we're here for. Right. Everybody want to have fun regardless of whatever way they want to do it, as long as it's legal. We're just here to say to you, if you want to have fun, then here we feel this is the correct way you should do it. Perhaps we're offering free condoms, that sort of thing, especially for the big events like Pirates Week and By the New on both islands. We're out there promoting safe practices and that sort of stuff. We've got pamphlets and various things. So this is what we do. This is meaning our goal is to try and to keep this up and to try and reduce our numbers.
And how has the uptake been as far as the community, organizations, businesses, whatever, been to the offers that you have made in terms of providing services, in terms of lectures, talking to their staff members or whatever? How has the response been to that, to those offers?
It's been a bit difficult. Honestly speaking, we've sent out a tremendous amount of letters asking for us to come and do these things. Some people have responded, and we've done lectures with them. Others doesn't acknowledge, but they're the ones that we need to push, to make it known how important it is for us to do this. So I think for another agenda next year, perhaps people doesn't want you to dip in too much to their work environment. So I think we may offer next year, after we go back and decide our agenda for next year, to perhaps do things out within the community, perhaps a town hall where we can get people to come after work, reach them that way, or perhaps if someone wants to have like a private one-on-one, we'd be willing to do that as well.
Yeah, we're looking at different ways that we can reach people in the community, and I think the message that we've been trying to drive home with the fundraising and everything is it's everyone's responsibility. Yes. It's not just one government, one organization, one group. Everyone needs to take part in making sure that they're educated and being personally responsible for their health.
Okay, we're going to take a commercial break, and I want to give you some food for thought. When we return, we're going to talk about your event, but also want to talk about our Constitution, the Cayman Islands Constitution Order 2009, which also has a Bill of Rights in it. And just to get your thought on what's in that Bill of Rights and whether or not it serves to help to protect those persons who sometimes fall to the victim of discriminatory action as a result either of our cultural norms or our cultural misconception of things as well. So I know that's a lot in one breath, but we want to talk a little bit about that as well, because we have a platform here where we can talk about things, and this is the opportunity for us to do that. Folks, please stay tuned. Talk Today. We'll be back shortly.
We know you like a little bit of fun. So if you're not too busy and you wouldn't mind winning some free fuel, join us at an Esso station for 1 hour every Friday while this offer lasts. This Friday, we're giving you the chance to spin the wheel and win free fuel. Simply spend $10 at the pump or in-store for your lucky chance. So see you at our H&B Shedden Road service station between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. Esso. Energy lives here. The Esso brand is a trademark of ExxonMobil Corporation and is used under license.
A trip to New York City is the experience of a lifetime. Starting this December, Cayman Airways will be offering daily non-stop flights from Grand Cayman to New York City. That's right, Cayman Airways is going daily to New York City starting this December. Stroll through Central Park or take in the bright lights of Times Square. Enjoy a Broadway show or visit museums, the Empire State Building, and so much more. Whether you're visiting for business or pleasure, you'll fall in love with New York City. And daily non-stop flights from Grand Cayman aboard Cayman Airways starting this December. For details and to book, call Cayman Airways reservations at 949-2311. Contact a travel agent or visit CaymanAirways.com.
It's Christmas fun for all with the Flow Quad Play Bundle for a year and weekly draws for Samsung soundbars. To win, sign up for any Flow service, including our new Quad Play Bundle. Top up $25 or more or pay your bill on time and in full. Our Quad Play Bundle is filled with the fastest broadband, HD quality Flow Evo TV, excellent mobile call quality, and home phone with up to 2,800 international minutes. With over $40,000 in prizes, that's fun for all with Flow. Visit discoverflow.ky for more. Terms and conditions apply.
Run off that extra helping of turkey dinner and give back in a big way this Thanksgiving. Register now for the Meals on Wheels Turkey Trot 5K and 10K Fun Walk and Run on Saturday, November 24th at the Holiday Inn Resort in Safe Haven. Registration is only $25, and there are lots of spot prizes to be won. Breakfast, a costume competition, children's race, and so much more. Sponsored in part by Rum Point Club Residences and Greenlight Re. Help Meals on Wheels fight senior hunger in the Cayman Islands. Visit www.mealsonwheels.ky or register at caymanactive.com.
Registration packages for the Turkey Trot can be collected at the Meals on Wheels office in Trafalgar Place during the extended office hours this Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. To register, visit caymanactive.com or contact Meals on Wheels.
Well, Pirates Week is finally over. Now the Pirates Week staff can finally get some sleep.
They should be allowed to hibernate till February or so. Is hibernate the word of the week?
Hibernate the word of the week? No, but let's tell the people who will be on the show first.
This week we will have Jam Mitch from the song competition On The Flex, along with the district ambassador costume winner Jessica Ebanks from Northside.
Wait. But what happened to the snapper cook-off? We will also be having Daniel Ansel, the junior snapper cook-off champion, and the other chef testants.
Well, the great thing about the song contest is that we now have lots of local music to share.
Did you see Jessica's dress?
Wow. So, we are still in our season of creativity.
Our word of the week is Constitution. Constitution. It is a noun that means a set of political principles by which a state or organization is governed, especially in relation to the rights of the people it governs.
So join us this Wednesday from 4 to 5 p.m. right here on Radio Cayman, 89.9 FM for Youth Flex, a program for all people, by young people. Youth Flex, more in time.
No beef and cheese, or
She's just walking on.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. My name is Orett Connor and I'm filling in for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. It is my pleasure to have in the studio with me Miss Sandra Lovett, who's the president of the Cayman Islands AIDS Foundation, and also the CEO of the Cayman Islands AIDS Foundation, Mr. Noel Cayasso. We also have with us the PR officer within the Cayman AIDS Foundation, Miss Maya Grant, but she has had to leave us for another obligation. So we're here with the CEO and the president of the Cayman AIDS Foundation. Before I went to the break, I offered a little teaser out there in relation to our Constitution. And that was intended just simply to point out the fact that in our Constitution we have a Bill of Rights which affords equal protection for all who reside in the Cayman Islands, or all people of the Cayman Islands. And sometimes we don't necessarily see that equal protection being put into practice. We still hear of incidents of people being discriminated against in the workplace because of having a communicable disease or having something like AIDS as well. Yeah. And the Constitution is there for everyone. And certainly when a person finds that they're discriminated against, then they have at least some recourse, despite the fact that it is only in respect, the Bill of Rights is not a horizontal Bill of Rights. Make sure I get this right, horizontal, vertical. Anyway, it applies to government and, government agencies only, not to the private sector, as well. And I know that at the AIDS Foundation, to a certain extent, you remain neutral in certain areas. But as far as people who may have AIDS, do you feel that the Bill of Rights offers the necessary protections there, as far as government is concerned?
Yes, I mean, we are always looking to have the conversation about equal rights and protection for everyone. Mm-hmm. We believe as part of our mission that everyone has intrinsic value and worth, and that we should be protecting that. So we're always open to having more conversation in that regard. I think it's really important that we have those conversations, and and that people speak up and make sure that their voices are being heard. And that's part of what we're here to do too.
But one of the main things for us as well is that we are here. We act for those that don't have a voice.
Yes.
As we know, a lot of people that are HIV positive would never come forward and say that they're HIV positive if they have an issue. Mm-hmm. But we are here for them to come and sit and discuss whatever problems they have, and then we will then go forward on their behalf and try to assist as best as we can. Mm-hmm. Whether it's be discriminated against or whatever the situation may be. We want them to feel that we're there and that we will try our hardest and work towards taking care of whatever problems they have. However, looking at other countries and stuff that are people that are HIV positive are all out in numbers and doing various things. It would be great to see that here too. Unfortunately, we haven't reached that stage yet. I was saying the other day that I visit the hospital and I see a billboard that says I'm a cancer survivor.
Yes.
I would love to see a billboard there that says I'm an HIV survivor 40 years. Mm-hmm. We have people here for over 40 years that have been taking their meds and living a healthy life. And it would be great to see something like that as well. But that'll come in time as people get more comfortable. I'm happy that the Bill of Rights are there. We just need to let people know that should they decide to take this step, that we're behind them, with supporting them in whatever they choose to do. Whether they do or they don't. It's up to them, because we're not here to force anyone to say, well, we're going to force you to come out and say I'm HIV positive. That's down to their decision. But if they do decide to take that leap, we will be there as a big brother, big sister to support them alongside them to make sure that they've got a pillar to lean on in case they need someone to talk to, or
Do we need a personality like how you mentioned other jurisdictions, the United States, like for instance when Magic Johnson came out and announced that he was HIV positive. I think that changed the whole landscape in the United States, especially in the sporting world.
Yes.
Because people who had the whole misconception about AIDS at that point in time, who felt that if you touched someone
yes.
Who was HIV positive, that you would catch it, and that changed
yes.
the whole complexion of things in the U.S. Do we need something like that here in the Cayman Islands, or are the barriers just too great to overcome at this stage?
Well, it would be great to have someone to lead that is actually HIV positive, but we haven't reached that point as yet, and I'm praying and hoping that we possibly do. because that does help a lot to give people the strength to say, okay, it's been done, so perhaps more numbers, bigger impact. So, if we can get people to say, well, okay, it's time for us to step out and says, we've got our law on our side, and it's time for us to not hide anymore, to come out and say, this is me, I'm happy, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. A lot of people who are HIV positive, it's no fault of theirs. Some of the people, it's no fault of theirs, but they're still stereotyped in a way. So it's a lot of work to be done. And this is why funding is a big part of it. And this is why we're putting on these shows, and this is why we have so many events and so forth. And, we would like to encourage people as well to come out and volunteer for us, because that's another problem that we face, where people come and volunteer, but because various things with what we're about, they don't incline to stay. Yeah. So voluntary people is one of the key factors to us getting out there and doing a lot more as well, because as you know, we're a non-profit, we can't really afford to take on a vast amount of employees, so we rely on a lot of our volunteers to help go out and do when we do like the government 60th anniversary. I think probably that we did that. We had volunteers out there doing things for Parts Week. We have people participating in that for the agriculture show. Some of our lecturers also included at the prisons, at the Caribbean Haven. These are places that I personally feel that just because you're incarcerated or you're being put there by the court system doesn't mean that you shouldn't get this knowledge while you're there. Right. Because at some point you're going to come out and you're going to need these tools to protect yourself and also protect the community.
Yeah. I know you guys want to talk about your extravaganza, your event. So before we reach that time of the day where we have to close off, I want to give you an opportunity again to talk about the event, when. The place, time, how people can obtain tickets, and try to encourage people to come out there and throw their support behind your endeavors.
Madam President?
Yes. Well, we would encourage people that are interested to buy tickets today because we're selling out. It's almost at capacity, but we have a few more tables left. The event's taking place this Saturday at the Marriott. The show starts at 7, but we'll be opening the doors around 6 for drinks. Tickets can be purchased online at www.caf.ky at our website, or you can go into Big Daddies or Blackbeards. They have some tickets available as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, so it's going to be a great show. Basically, it's going to be a better show than last year. We're looking to, it's a lot of fun. We're looking to really...
You learn from your experience of the past. And then
it was one of our biggest ones we have done in a few years. Well, and believe it or not, it was a lot of work. It took a lot of work for a lot of us. And with teamwork, we made it. Again this year, so that's brilliant. So all we need now is the public support. Okay. And please, like I said, don't look at it from one aspect. It's just a way of us getting everybody together.
Yeah, something to have fun. Yeah. We want people to come out and have a good time and embrace each other. That's really what Cayman AIDS Foundation is all about.
Absolutely.
Just everyone coming together to support a cause.
Yeah. And what do you envisage for the future of the Cayman AIDS Foundation? Some of the things that you would like to accomplish as an organization?
Some of the things, the main thing on our plate at the moment is that we're trying to find a settled home that we can call our own as far as an office environment. And I think next year we're going to be pushing towards trying to do some of the fundraisers to try and get a place of our own. And we're going to be reaching out to the organizations and stuff to help support us with this. And our biggest thing is to get HIV and AIDS in Cayman Islands down to ground zero. So if that means getting out there more and longer hours and trying to get people's interest in our lectures and programs, then if that's what's going to take, we're up for the challenge.
And do we have any similar organization in the Cayman Islands beside the Cayman AIDS Foundation that addresses the issue of AIDS?
Yes, the Red Cross also does lectures as well and prevention.
But they deal with other things as well. You're the only
besides
subject specific organization.
Yeah. And we work together to do that because it's a big job and it involves everyone. Like we said, it takes everyone to participate to get us to zero infections. So that's what we're looking to do and get everyone involved. So
please remember, today's your day to get your ticket. Don't miss out. I've sold tickets to persons today that said to me, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I missed that last year and I really regretted it." Don't regret it. Come out and enjoy yourself.
You're going to be hearing about it afterwards. So,
And Mr. Null, you said we're not going to be here long. I said you're here for half an hour, and you're going to see how quickly the time goes. And look at it, we're right at 2:30 now, folks. I want to thank you for listening into the show. I want to thank our two guests here, Mr. Noel Cayasso and Ms. Sandra Lovett, and we wish the Cayman AIDS Foundation every success. We're grateful, thankful for the work that you do. There are many people who I would venture to say should be taking up the mantle and assisting, and you have chosen to do this, and I want to commend you, for your efforts as well. Folks, have a great day. Continue to listen to your radio station, Radio Cayman, and join me tomorrow afternoon at 12:15 again, where I will be covering for Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. Have a great evening. God bless.
Cayman Brac, yes, it is your turn. The Breeze Fusion 5K Walk Run will be stopping by Southside Public